Hi, I'm Sawyer. I'm a senior technician here at DR Power Equipment. And today I'll be walking you through step by step on how to assemble your new DR snowblower. I'm working with a DR Pro 28B, but the process will be the same across all three models. Now before we get started, we need a couple of tools. You're going to need a 10mm wrench, a 13mm wrench, some wire cutters, and some safety glasses. For a small portion of this, you will need some assistance from somebody else. And at the end of this process, in order to complete setup, we're going to need gas, oil, which we recommend 10W30, and a small rag. First, let's unpack the box and verify we've got all the right components. Your snowblower box should contain the main chassis of a snowblower, upper and lower handle assembly, chute deflector, rotator handle, chute rotation support, a smaller box that contains all of these items, and a bag containing these items. Now, if you have any questions or you're missing some parts, please contact us at drpower.com or call this number for customer assistance. Now that we have everything ready, we're going to start assembling the machine with the handlebars. For this step, you'll need the following parts. Start by removing these four M8x25 flange bolts, spring spacers, and flat spacers from the frame. Set these aside and we'll need them again in a moment. Now, align the lower handlebar with the two holes on each side of the frame and secure with the hardware you just set aside. Next, remove the handle knobs, spacers, and the M8 handle bolts from the upper portion of the lower handlebar and set aside to secure the upper handlebar and control panel. Now this next part is going to be a lot easier with a second person. Have your assistant align the holes at the bottom of the upper handlebar with the holes on the lower handlebar we just removed the hardware from. While they're holding the upper handlebar in place, secure it using the M8 bolts, spacers, and handle knobs you just removed. Now that's the only part that you're going to need assistance for. Now that we have the control panel on here, we're going to start routing the wires to the control panel. Running along the left side of the machine is the auger cable. Install the top of the auger cable into the hole located under the left handle. Install the cable threads into the panel and adjust the cable tension as necessary for best performance. If you have an SB24, installing the auger cable is slightly different but connects to the handle in the same place. First, unscrew the barrel adjuster entirely. This will allow you to insert the Z-bend on the cable into the hole at the base of the auger control lever. Once the Z-bend has been inserted, reconnect the barrel adjuster and screw back together. Next, you will need to adjust tension. The barrel adjuster can be rotated as needed to achieve proper tension on the auger control lever, ensuring it is neither too difficult nor too easy to lower. Over-tightening can cause the auger to not stop immediately, and too loose will not allow the auger to engage. The goal is to have the auger stop promptly when the auger control lever is released, and engage instantly when the lever is compressed. Once the barrel adjuster is turned to the proper position, turn the jam nut so it rests against it. On the SB28 and the SB30 models, the cable tension adjustment is found here. Adjust tension so that there is no play or shake in the levers. To fix this, simply increase the cable tension by rotating the barrel clockwise. This will ensure that your snowblower's drive wheels and auger engage properly. Test the lever to check the tension. If it's too tight, reduce the cable tension by rotating counterclockwise. Repeat this same process on the right side with the drive cable. Installing the drive cable on all three machines is the same. Next, install the steering cable. Depress the lever to reveal the hole and insert the end of the cable. Once inserted, lead the cable through the channel along the bottom of the lever, securing the cable by inserting the rubber plug into the round cable socket on the back of the handle. Make sure you attach the left-hand cable to the left-hand lever and the right-hand cable to the right-hand lever. Use the clip to lock the steering cable in place. Repeat on the other side. Great. Now it's time to install the chute. For this step, you'll need the following parts. First, remove the two M8x16 flange bolts from the chassis and set aside for the moment. Align the chute rotation support bracket with the holes on the auger housing here, and secure in place with the bolts we just removed. Next, take off the cover from the top of the support bracket by removing the M6x12 flange bolt and the M816 flange bolt and set aside. Position the deflector chute over the opening here, making sure to insert the tab on the upper portion of the chute into the slot here on the chute rotation support bracket. Secure the chute to the support bracket with an M8x16 flange bolt. Now, install the deflector chute cable by inserting the eyelet end into the hole here, on the right side of the top section of the chute. Now, secure the cable screw in the slot here on the lower section of the chute and tighten an M8 nut. Next, install the snow outlet extension spring by inserting the short end into the hole on the chute before inserting the long end into the slot on the top portion of the chute deflector here. Now we can install the chute rotator by inserting the rod through the rubber bushing on the fixed rod here and inserting the end into the steering gear hole here. Secure with the pin. Finally, reinstall the cover and secure it with an M6x12 flange bolt. Now that that's done, let's work on the drive speed control. For this step, you'll need the following parts. Locate the connection point for the drive speed control rod under the right side of the control panel and insert the bent portion at the long end of the rod. Secure it in place with the connecting rod spring, flat washer, and cotter pin. Connect the lower end of the drive speed control rod to the throttle lever at the bottom of the machine using a flat washer. Secure with a pin. Next, move to the front of the machine to install the skid plates, which you will find packaged together. Remove the M8x25 bolt, the M8x20 bolt, large washer, and a lock nut from each skid plate and set them aside. Align the skid plate with the holes at the bottom of the auger housing and thread the M8x25 bolt through the rear hole and the M8x20 bolt through the front hole. You can distinguish these bolts by length. The M8x25 bolt is longer than the M8x20 bolt. Now don't forget that the bolts face outwards when we're doing this. Secure with the washer lock nut on the outside of the skid plate. Repeat on the other side, making sure the skid plates are at equal height. Finally, connect the LED light plugs and heated grip cable plugs to the engine output cable plugs here. The engine output plugs are interchangeable, and secure the wiring cables to the handlebar assembly with the included clips so they're out of the way and don't get snagged on anything while you work. Quick last tip, remember to take the chute cable and thread it through this little bracket here just to make sure everything is tidy. Now, the machine is all set. Last thing we need to do is get it ready for use. After your machine is assembled and throughout the season, check the tire pressure with a reliable pressure gauge before you get started clearing. It is important to not overinflate the tires, both for safety, longevity, and optimal grip. Find the manufacturer's recommended tire pressure on the side wall of the tire here. These tires require 24 psi. Remove the valve stem cap and apply your pressure gauge to check the pressure. If you find yours are underinflated, use a tire pump to add additional pressure. If they are overinflated, use the flathead screwdriver to depress the pin like this and let out some air, checking after a few seconds until you reach the optimal PSI. The final step to this process is to make sure that your engine is ready for the first snowstorm of this year. It is extremely important to remember that your new snowblower did not get shipped with any oil in it. You must add oil to the machine before trying to start it. Please check your engine manual to make sure that you have the correct amount of oil and the right type. Make sure the machine is on a level surface. We've left our snowblower on the pallet to help ensure everything is level. remove the oil-filled dipstick and wipe with a clean rag. Add the oil slowly, pausing after about 3/4 of the recommended total has been added. Wait at least a minute for it to settle. Then check the oil level by inserting the oil-filled dipstick and pulling it straight out again. Clean the oil-filled dipstick with a rag after checking. Continue adding oil a few ounces at a time. Then recheck the level using the oil-filled dipstick. Continue until the oil reaches the fill mark. Be careful not to overfill. When full, replace the oil-filled dipstick, screwing it all the way down to secure. Now we're going to remove the machine from the pallet. Next, remove the gas fill cap and fill the gas tank with fresh, unleaded gas. Like with every small engine, it is important to use a minimum of 90 octane gasoline, ideally gasoline that does not contain ethanol. Fill the gas tank to approximately 1 inch below the top of the fill neck. Be careful not to overfill and ensure you secure the gas fill cap before starting the engine. Your machine is now ready to start. Refer to your engine and owner's manual for any questions regarding operation, maintenance, and procedure. Any technical support questions, please call 1-800-687-6575. Thanks for watching.